I'm Stephen Cooper. I'm the Security and Operation Advisor of APSTEC Systems. The company's been around for quite a long time, so it started off in 2003. It's not necessarily well known. We exhibited here last year, but it's really just coming to the market. In 2005, probably that was the time it started to focus on human security screening, and in particular the technology that we're looking at today, human security radar, really kicked off in 2005. Since that time, we've been heavily engaged with a number of international organizations, notably NATO, and a number of major exercises and evaluations with NATO, sort of culminating in major exercises in Paris and elsewhere. And in recent times, we've been undergoing evaluation by a number of national laboratories. Sadly, the risks that we face today manifest themselves in a number of the issues that we're seeing globally in terms of terrorist types of attacks. So, locations such as major events, such as transport hubs, government offices, anywhere where you've got crowded places, unfortunately they remain vulnerable to terrorist attack. And whilst maybe 15, 20 years ago these weren't considered to be legitimate targets, they're both very attractive targets now, and they're vulnerable. So despite all of the efforts that I think we put in nationally and internationally to manage the threat of suicide type devices and attack on crowded places, to date we've not really managed to get hold of the high throughput screening of people to protect crowded places. Human security radar is a high throughput technology looking at up to 10,000 people an hour. So it's something that we believe is unparalleled at the moment in terms of technology. It's designed to screen high throughputs of people to protect crowded places. Hitherto, the viability of screening large numbers of people going into major events, going into entertainment venues, going into transport hubs, it's always been practically very, very challenging. HSR provides a new model, a new paradigm associated with that, and gives us at last this opportunity to screen high throughputs of people looking for suicide type devices on the body and in backpacks, and automatic weapons concealed on the body. At last, HSR provides that opportunity that hitherto has been difficult to achieve. The technology is really quite sophisticated, but essentially what it does, it detects threat items within an inspection zone. So the inspection zone typically is about sort of 6 or 7 meters in front of the two pillars. The system comprises two pillars, which in their own right are a portal, and for the system to screen people, they effectively just walk through the portal. You don't need to take any backpacks off, you don't need to take coats off, you don't need to divest, you just need to effectively walk through the system. As you walk towards the system starts to sense you. It's tracking your body as you move into the inspection zone. If you've got a threat material on your body, it detects the threat material, it works out where it is on your body, so it's not just a case of saying you're carrying something, it actually puts 3D coordinates on that system. So at any one time, the system is actually tracking you throughout the inspection zone, and it's working out where that particular threat item is. It then overlays that with stereo images, so stereo video images. So on one hand, you've got the 3D coordinates, you put a video image over the top of it, and what you've got is a picture that tells you who's carrying the threat and where that threat's actually carried. Armed with that picture, then the responder can do a targeted response, select that person, send them for secondary screening, where the screener can go straight to the target area. So rather than do a generic search of the person to find out where it is, so a whole body pat down or whatever, you can actually provide a targeted search, which from a customer perspective or a traveler perspective is far more preferable. The system itself is looking for suicide devices. It does this by looking for both the explosive component, so the system can detect the presence of explosives on the body, and it also looks for fragmentation. So we have a technology, cross-polarization, which is really put into the system to help us detect suicide devices by detecting the fragmentation. We're pretty confident that this is unique in a number of ways. Firstly, we don't believe there's any other technology that can deal with this sort of throughput. So a single unit, 10,000 people an hour, we're pretty sure is fairly unique. We also believe that there are no other systems that can detect threats in backpacks in real time and automatically. The beauty of this is that ability to detect threats in high volumes and to detect them in real time, automatically, and in backpacks. If you think about the throughput of the system, 10,000 people an hour, if you consider what an operation involving manpower would look like, so if you were setting up some sort of screening facility which involved body pat down, bag searches, that's an awful lot of people. So over a period of time, that's a very, very, very expensive operation. If you look at this sort of technology and you look at 10,000 people an hour, we probably require 3 or 4 people at most to actually operate and respond to alerts on this system. That's massively cost effective. This is pretty exciting times for us. We've recently been to Paris, and now we've come to UK Security Expo. We've had a very, very good response. We've had a lot of interest from governments. We've had a lot of interest from airports and a lot of interest from other organisations looking to protect crowded places. Thus far, it's been very exciting for us. Today and over the last sort of week or so, we've had a really good opportunity to demonstrate what the kit can do. I think seeing is believing. You can talk about this as much as you want, but until you actually roll it out, you demonstrate it to people, they can really see it and get a feel for what you're doing. People can't really understand or believe what it is you're telling them. So this has been a really, really excellent opportunity for us to roll it out, to get through to people who might be interested, whether it be government or potential clients, but also to get feedback. And the feedback has been universally positive, and people are really liking it.